Oh, it's not playing right.
I can hear
Okay.
it.
I was trying to play music, but there we go. It didn't quite go
I,
through
I
correctly.
I can hear it a little bit.
Cool. Well, anyway, here we are, everybody. We're back for another live stream. I'm joined by, disembodied Marco voice and disembodied Josh voice.
Are you also disembodied Brad voice?
No, I'm embodied because I have video.
I
You,
see. I
you
see.
guys don't have video. That's why you've been disembodied.
Well, this is quite an unfortunate series of events. I going into the stream, I did not expect to be disembodied. So
What, you were
this
planning
is
to
a new
stream
experience.
video? Do you want to stream some video?
Well, it's too late
We
now,
can
Brad.
test this in
We
production, Marco.
everyone, hello, welcome to the Level with Us live cast with your host Marco Santos, also known as Mechanic. And with me is the awesome best host ever, who actually has video,
Me, Brad Talton.
and the designer of Bullet himself, the one, the magnanimous, the
Uh,
awesome, the puppetry.
this Josh.
Hey,
Say
Josh, you're
hi,
supposed to say
Josh.
your name.
hi, it's me, Josh at 3.
Yeah,
Hello.
the man
This
himself.
intro is going so well.
Yeah.
It's it's going swimmingly, honestly. Um,
So this week we're doing a Q&A to answer all of your questions about Bullet. As you may or may not know, the Kickstarter page preview is live. You can preview the project right now, and you can leave comments on the project. But we also wanted to address people's questions in real life. So if you've seen the project page and you'd like to ask us a question about Bullet, then that's what we're here for today.
Yeah, either the game or the lore or whatever.
Yep.
Whatever
oh,
comes into your head.
Yeah.
you've opened the can of worms, Josh. You said the L word.
The L
Oh
word.
no.
Bullet has super deep lore. Josh has already planned like 4 games in this series.
I had like pages of lore documents written before and started developing
Yeah.
any version of Bullet.
No, it
All right. This is
definitely a full universe. So I have a question for you, Josh. I'll open this up the floor for the first question. Is that okay,
Alright.
Marco? Can I jump in, or did you want to make
sure.
another announcement first?
Can we? Yeah, can we link the Kickstarter on the thing, Brad?
Yeah. Let me just look that up real quick.
Yeah, you're the one logged into the Level 99 Games account, so you're the only one who can actually post links
Mhm.
that the YouTube won't instantly
Like blow
ban.
up. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So let me just grab that real quick and
right.
let's
So
see
that the
here.
fans can look at the Kickstarter page while they're watching through
Yep.
this video. And if you're watching this as a video on demand, the link for the Kickstarter will appear in the comment section down below and in the description once we get that done. We couldn't change the description before the stream started because that's just how streaming on YouTube works. There you go.
Well, yeah. So you can click that link and you can get to the Kickstarter project. And when you get there, you can click on the notify me button to make sure you're there on day one. If you're on our mailing list, you don't have to do that. We'll email you, but it never hurts to be made aware of it in 8 different ways, and follow us on every channel so that you get maximum exposure to the you know this like level 99 corona that not a coronavirus, just a light corona that kind of emanates from the
Right.
project.
I see, Brad. This is what we call going peak level 99, right?
Hmm.
Going further beyond level 99, level 100
Yeah,
games.
the
Uh,
levels the
so
levels are too powerful. They can't be contained within your physical form anymore, so they start radiating off.
yeah, exactly. So, Brad, with that in mind, what were you gonna ask Josh? What was the
So
question here?
so what I was going to ask Josh is, um, in your mind, and I want you to answer this. It's not official, but I really want you to answer. If we were to make let's say a novel or some other kind of media, who would be the main character of Bullet?
of the Bullet novel.
Sure, yeah. If we were to do a Bullet novel,
Like a
who's the
novel that
main character?
encompasses the events of Bullet, is
Yeah,
what you're
whose
asking.
perspective would it be told from?
Ice Fierce.
Ice
She's
Sphere.
the main character.
Ice Sphere is the main character. Okay,
Of
interesting.
the lore that happens in Bullet. The
Okay.
lore that happens in other unannounced games in the Bullet IP would involve other characters.
Sure.
Obviously.
But if we were doing like the Bullet Heart, like game, it would be Ice Sphere. Okay.
It would
And
probably it would character Ice Sphere. It might main character Adelheid just because that's more of a viewer perspective.
or you could like headbot between the two of them.
Like Adelheid's a very down to earth,
Yeah.
pun intended type character.
Mhm.
So maybe her instead.
Okay.
That's not
She
a
could
pun.
get, caught up in all this nonsense.
Yeah, that's only a pun for Ice Sphere, not for Adelheid.
Right, fair. So yeah,
Just keeps
Adelaide,
got
I
you.
guess, would be it.
Oh, yeah. So okay. So
It's early. It's too early.
too
It's
early.
too
Too
early.
early. Yeah.
It's
Hashtag
4:30
almost
p.m.
5.
for
Yeah.
you.
So okay. So now that so we established that that Ice Sphere is the main character, and maybe Adelheid as a second. Um, what
Maybe Adelaide is actual.
what genre would you like classify this story in? The Bullet novel. What kind of book is it? Is it like
The,
sci-fi? Is it magical adventure? Is it like a light
I
novel?
mean, the lore that happens in Bullet is pretty action. You're right. It's a bunch of bad things happening to Earth from decisions, rational or otherwise, made by the characters.
Mhm.
Alien invasions and whatnot. So Bullet itself, the events of Bullet, I would say it's like action adventure
Okay.
type of thing. I
So
would say
it's
that the setting is more made for like space opera, like drama type
Mhm.
stuff. I would
yeah,
say.
but it's magical space opera, not like sci-fi
Like I can tell
space
you the
opera.
events of the Bullet lore right now.
Oh
Like
no.
the thing that happens.
Yeah, you want to
In
give
Bullet.
us the breakdown of the story?
Yeah, the TLDR like main importance in Bullet lore is that Ekalua ascends to be a deity, and then Ice Sphere, a bunch of other people take her down, and in the process, cool thing happens to Ice Sphere that I won't go into detail about because that shows up in an expansion. But
She
Okay.
unlocks her mega gravity
she
powers.
she basically
She
takes
gets
on
angry.
all of the will of Earth to stop Space Triangle deity,
I
and
see.
in
I
the
see.
process becomes something else.
Yeah, we understand that Ice Sphere's boss form is just angry Ice Sphere, so it makes sense that in the course of these events she gets really mad and thus DBZs to a higher power level.
Right, but
So
you'll have to wait and see
Ascend.
what that higher power is later on.
yeah. So
That's kind of one of the
there's
things
a
I'm trying to
scope.
do with
Yeah, there's a scope to the Bullet universe that is just like way bigger than what we've seen so far. Like you say that Eklo ascends to become this triangle deity, but we haven't really seen any like deity level character in this universe. But the
Yeah.
fact that we're getting from
Not yet.
these crazy powerful heroines to deity level in the first game kind of gives you an idea of what the scale of power levels is in this universe.
We're gonna expand out pretty quick,
Yeah.
Other games in the Bullet IP we'll get to space pretty quickly. I guess is the easiest
Right.
way to say it.
I think one thing about the Bullet universe is that the escalation's really freaking fast, man.
Yeah.
Like in Battlecon, how long did it take us in Indians to get to a character that was basically a god in terms of power levels? And in Bullet, it's like everyone is almost godlike.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Everyone
it's
we
just-
see, not everyone on Earth is, of course. Like there's
Yeah, of course,
people
but
have
all the
normal powers.
Those are the characters.
all
we're
the main
following.
characters are right.
Right,
All the main
right.
characters are basically like world destroying,
Yeah.
demons, right?
They're pretty
Like,
powerful.
But
yeah.
it's in like BattleCon, we meet Magdalena and she's got a ghost, and then we come back 3 years later and she's got three more ghosts. Now there's four ghosts. That's kind of
Right.
the power curve in Indians, and but certainly a Bullet. We meet a character and then the next frame over, they're like, and now I ascend to the heavens. So
Yeah.
Right.
I actually have an
Yeah.
article coming out tomorrow in Inside Bullet on the website that talks about the lore of the world, talks about the IP that we're starting with this setting. So if you want to hear
Yeah,
about
I'm
like the
super
deity
excited about it.
figures and the universe itself, you can check that out tomorrow
Yeah.
at 4 p.m.
Are we gonna learn
MST.
about the space witches?
Yes, you'll learn about
Okay,
space witches
excellent. Space witches.
tomorrow.
Ah,
Learn about
So
space witches tomorrow.
I want to take a few questions from the comments here because we've got so
sure.
the number one I think most important question here is um like how does a character transform from the normal form to a boss form? Is that standard in some way? Like, in Seventh Cross
I mean,
everybody has a
so
monster,
this isn't
right? But
Seventh Crust, right?
okay.
They don't. A lot of the bosses, they don't like actually a physical transformation. It's more like they're turning on their
Okay.
serious mode. They're using their powers to a more ridiculous extent. Like in certain cases, like Mariel's boss form is like a giant robot that she made. Like she doesn't turn into it, or she just sticks a giant robot at you. But like some of them are more down to earth. Like Ice's boss form is her like doing a big DZ power and getting serious. Like Adelheed's boss form is her like sending an entire storm of music notes at you.
Hmm.
So, there's definitely different like scales of boss form as far as like I guess like actual physical scale
Yeah.
is concerned.
So they're not.
Right.
But I guess another important question then is: are any of these bosses like a what if, or do they all truly come to be in this world? Are they all canon
Oh
bosses?
no, these are all canonical. Like Mariel has a robot version of herself that she made
Okay.
that's just sitting around some in her town, and like Adelheid has performed that song at some point to someone or something.
Right.
Okay.
Ling Ling can fuse with her computer systems and whatnot. So yeah,
Yeah.
these are all things that happen canonically
Cool. Okay.
at some point.
This
Very
feels
cool.
very Final Fantasy, Josh, because it sounds to me that the big lore event that happens in this world is that one character turns into God themselves. So,
I mean, Ekalu's boss is like a false god. Like it's not. You'll read more
Is-
about that. I have a bunch of boss
uh-huh.
articles planned for the Kickstarter that
It
go
does
more
feel
into like the
very
quote lore about the boss
very
forms.
idea though. Yeah.
Right, right.
yeah.
So there's I'm sure there's some influence there. You're a big JRPG gamer, right, Josh?
I do play a lot of JRPGs. Yeah,
No. Yeah, you
not
have
so
the
much lately, but I used to.
I mean, you have the whole Wild Arms series posted on your wall too. Right? So
Not all of them. I only have like 3 games, but
three
yeah,
of them, the
big
good
big
ones.
Wild Arms fan.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's answer some more questions from chat. Does this feel more like a comic book serialization or more on the anime scale? I'm pretty sure it's on
Oh,
the
it's
anime
it's
scale.
full anime. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Super anime.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
I think we've gone full anime with this one, guys.
It's definitely on that like ridiculous DBZ scale. I mean, we might even be like more like Gurren Lagann scale, where every time you think that you've reached peak, then you realize there's just another layer on top of it.
I see, I see. We
So
put a
Right.
robot and a robot and a robot and a robot, right?
yeah. So I one of the questions I guess people are asking is like, do is there an in-lore justification for all heroines, or is it just an aesthetic choice? Are there magical guys
It's
in this
it's
universe too?
mainly an aesthetic choice. There are guys in the Bullet verse, and you'll see them in other games. But for Bullet itself, we wanted to kind of stick to the source material of like cute 'em ups and whatnot, and try out an all-female cast and see how it goes.
Yeah, it's something we haven't done before. I think
But
it is a cool choice.
we do have another game planned in the Bullet IP. You might see it
No.
sooner than later. That stars a male main character.
All right.
So,
Let's call it Bullet some other emoji.
Well, no, you can't call
Bullet.
it Bullet because then people think it's a game in the Bullet line, and it's not. It's just a game Bullet IP.
Yeah. So there's two parts to this, right? There's the bullet engine, which is this shmup engine, and then there's the
Right.
like the bullet universe, which is these characters. And much like how BattleCon has, there's BattleCon system, and then there's games that use the Indians characters. It's kind of the same for Bullet too. A future game in this universe might not be a Bullet game. It might be some other kind of game, and in fact, it certainly will be some other kind of game. And at the same time, we've talked
Right.
a little bit internally about using the engine to make more characters that may not be from this IP.
Right.
crossovers or something.
Yeah, like future crossovers, or kind of like what we do with Exceed. So
Right.
Okay, wait.
It's possible. Yeah.
While we're talking about this, I think we should be very clear because Josh already has a name for the universe, so we might as well be using that instead of calling it Bullet Universe,
Oh,
right?
that would spoil. That would mean people won't read the article tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
okay.
the IP does have a name. If you want to find out what it is, read the article tomorrow, 4 p.m.
Oh,
It'll go
right,
live.
right. So it'll be on our social media, so don't worry about it. Does the physical prototype exist, by the way? I'm curious, how different is playing Bullet compared to playing it on Tabletop Simulator?
We do have a physical prototype. Actually, a lot. Every version Bullet, this being version 28, we have physical prototypes of. So we have played this version of Bullet in the physical space. It works pretty much the same. Drawing bullets and playing them is pretty much just as quick as you would do it. Yes, possibly even faster because you don't have to fiddle around with
we got the
click dragging
deluxe
or anything.
bullets in, and Josh has tried those out on his.
Yeah, we also got the
yeah.
white proof in the other day, which we may or may not show pictures of.
I think we should show
at
some
some
pictures
point.
of it. I mean, it's a work in progress, and the bullets didn't come out exactly like we wanted, but you can get an idea of like how far along we are in this project. We've never started a Kickstarter this far along.
This far along before.
Yeah, with a white
This-
proof in our
this
hands
done.
at launch. So,
Right.
yeah. So, like, one of the questions we asked here in the chat is, with all this being thought out, do you have a timeline for different releases? That is going to depend a lot on the success of the original Kickstarter. So, like like we said, we don't have stretch goals in this Kickstarter. Instead, we are basically going to look at the popularity of Bullet and use that to build our timeline for future expansions. So you won't be able to buy those expansions in this project, but you will be contributing towards their existence in the form of some,
Existence.
I guess we'd say like soft stretch goals, right? If that makes sense.
Right. The better Bullet does, the more Bullet content you'll see in the future. And it also doesn't mean, too, that, like, if Bullet doesn't do so hot, you won't see other games in the Bullet IP. Like, you'll see these characters again in different games, whether or not that's another Bullet expansion or what that's just a different game in the IP. Like, it's not the end of the universe.
But I think the point here is that if we see that Bullet sells gangbusters, it's an obvious sign. Like, you know what they say? It's like vote with your dollar, right? Like, if people say, "Hey,"
you'll be seeing an expansion sooner than later, certainly. If it does, well, I'm actually working on an expansion for Bullet right now.
woo, I'm really excited.
I'm finishing up patterns for a character named Jane.
So one of the questions that we got here in the chat is, are there different gender representations? Are there any trans characters? Are there going to be any other kinds of like representation? Do you have an answer for that at this time, or is it something you're still thinking about?
It's not really something that would come up. If it comes up in lore, it comes up in lore. All of the characters in the rule have bios that kind of talk about the personal lives and stuff. So if we feel that it's important to a character's identity description, we may include it. But currently, none of the characters are anything of that sort right now.
Okay, so it's really just it's not relevant, and that's why it hasn't been stated.
It's really not relevant to the gameplay thing right now. So I wouldn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's an interesting question, and I think that it's definitely a setting that has room for a lot of that different representation. I think we talked a lot about going into aliens in the future as well. So
actually, the first expansion is
non-human members of the
alien-y.
cast as well in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, non-human members, yes.
Yeah. When I said we get to space pretty quick, I meant that. So
I mean, literally, we go to space really quick. So is it like Tohu with only girls? Isn't Tohu mostly girls?
There are like 3 guys in tow. There's a shopkeep, there's a turtle, and a character's grandpa is mentioned once. Mm. So yes, it's Toho is one of the main source materials for this game, inspirations, I guess I should say. So yeah, it's an all cast because of Toho and other cute 'em up games like Suguri and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's a very aesthetic type of thing.
I think this is a really big question, though. Thurndos asks, will the entire IP have one main artist? So would Usuneko Rin be to Bullet as Nokomento is to Battlecon and Indians?
Not necessarily. different games in IP would require different art styles. I can tell you right now that the unannounced game for the Bullet IP that we haven't talked about, it will definitely have a different art style because of the type of game it's going for.
I see.
But as far as Bullet is concerned, if we had an expansion, we would most likely use Usaneka Rin for expansion if we could. Yes.
I should jump in here and say that Usaneka Rin and Collateral Damage Studios have been great to work with. Very professional. They're delivering the pieces like clockwork. So we want to work with this team again, be it on the next Bullet or on the next project that we do. They've been a lot of fun to work with, and they are doing a really amazing job with the game. The art looks great, I'm sure you could see. So we and in the future, like for future Bullet games, our current plans are to stick with them as long as we can.
Right.
Not necessarily for like IP games, but for the Bullet line, this engine, we're going to try and stick with them.
Right. So for this series, for the Bullet series at the very least, we'll try to have the same main artist.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So Lakota says that they both love and hate the fact that there are no stretch goals. I love that there's no fear of missing out, they say, but this game is so decadent that they want to fill themselves with more and more stuff for it. How do you feel? So I think this is a point that I want to jump off of and springboard into a question. What made us decide that we didn't want to have stretch goals for this project?
Timelines.
Well, stretch goals are the beast that keeps gnawing on our tails, right? From year to year to year. Every year we say, oh, we're going to slow down on stretch goals. We're going to take it easy. And every year we do more and we do more and we do more. And it always creates problems. So I am really happy that Josh finally put his foot down and said, no stretch goals. And
we'll see if I can keep it up. If Bullet does, we might be able to use that as a model for the future.
I mean, we've talked about upgrades to the game, but what we're not doing is saying, like we're not going to commit to this, to new art or new characters or anything like that. If we get enough money and we can make a better, like logo print on the bags, or we can make a better material for the cards, we might make that decision if it's financially sound, but we don't have to put ourselves in a position where we've made, a hard promise that this is going
6
to occur.
mini expansions worth of content.
Right. Yeah, like Millennium Blades Collusion. I see what you did there. Yeah.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. So the game is $40. That's the base, and then for $60 you get the upgraded bullets. The upgraded bullets are these nice wooden discs. They're about the same as the Disc Duelers discs, if you remember Disc Duelers from years back. But they feel great in your hands. The tokens that we use, the punch tokens, are 2 millimeters thick, right? 2 millimeter punch board, Josh. So
approximately, yeah.
Yeah, so they're going to be fairly chunky and easy to manipulate. They're going to have a varnish over the top so that the ink doesn't rub off on them. The deluxe bullets are screen printed, so you don't have to sticker them or anything. They'll come pre-printed, so that's pretty nice too. But we're instead of doing a ton of extra stretch goals, we're really focusing on making the best components that we can. Regarding price, yeah, 40 for the base, 60 for the deluxe. And then if you back in the first 72 hours of the project, you get a cool poster as well. So there's that.
Ooh. Mm-hmm. What's the poster? If you don't mind spoiling
it's the Senka versus Mariel poster.
So it's the one that's on our cover photo on their Facebook, right? That one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, that's the one. So you get that poster. And again, if we have, if we do well enough on the project, we might be able to put another image on the back of the poster or something. So, there's all kinds of things that we can work out to make to do a higher production quality. Once we get to 10,000 units or more, the price of the game really drops down. And so our real goal is to try and print 10,000 off the bat. But that's going to require us to, have about 5,000, 6,000 backers on Kickstarter.
Right.
And
guys, I'm very optimistic because this is a very Utada Hikaru. No.
This is going to
be the designer.
This is going to be the most advertised project we've ever done. It's gonna probably
Right. This
have
is the
the. I think it has the widest appeal to non gamers. So I think there's definitely
right.
there's definitely reason to be optimistic.
Yeah, I do think that like the lighter intensity of this game will do it a lot of favors. But at the same time, just because it's a lighter intensity doesn't mean it doesn't have that depth, right?
It's definitely got
Josh
the
and I,
replayability that you'd expect from a level 99 game, and it's got the depth.
right.
But you can also learn it in 5 minutes and play it in 15. So that's something that only really Noir has done before for us.
Okay. So here's some more questions from the chat. Josh, if you could use the bullet engine for any other IP, what IP would you pick? We're in crazy dreamland now,
Oh,
and you can
Toho
pick whatever
projects.
IP.
No second thoughts.
No
Yeah.
second
Like I
thoughts.
already have
Okay.
so many ideas in my head. Like get Toho bread. I don't know what you're doing right now,
Yeah,
but get
no,
off the street. Just go talk to Zune and get Toho.
I should do that. I should really get into that. I think that like one other part of the Kickstarter that's a really a big deal is I could email Zune right now, right? But I could also email Zune in at the end of this project, and I could say, look, 10,000 people have bought Bullet. Don't you want us to make Toho Bullet? And I can really say like, look, this is the kind of deal we can put
There
on
would
the
be
table.
backing behind it.
Yeah,
There'd be
like
weight.
there's weight to
Yeah.
it, right? Where now I'm saying like I have this unpublished product. Do you want to give me your license? It's better to show some project or show some
Sure, that
the
makes sense.
real market proof, right?
That's why you're the marketing guy.
Yeah, but
All right.
yeah.
Yeah. Guys, who is your favorite character in this set of Bullet?
Oh, you cut me off there. I was gonna say they're not out yet. um,
Josh, I got you.
in this set, huh?
Yeah.
Well, the question was Bullet Heart, right? Bullet Heart
Right.
emoji, which I
Yes,
assume means this set.
the one that's coming to Kickstarter. That's the only one we care about here.
Overall, not like just lore, just mechanics.
I mean, just overall, dude.
but,
Just overall.
but,
If we were gonna play a game right now, who would you pick?
oh no, that's not a
Yeah.
good question. Like Adelaide's my favorite character in the base, but I wouldn't play her.
Oh,
I don't like her mechanics.
okay, but you answered the question anyway. Adelheid's your favorite character.
Adelaide's my favorite character, but I would probably rather play like Ice Sphere or
Uh-huh.
Youngja.
Oh, okay.
I see. Brad, who's your favorite character?
Yeah. Of everyone I've played so far, gameplay wise, Youngja is my favorite. But my probably the character that I like the most aesthetically, it's gonna be between Adelheid and Ekelu. Yeah.
I like Ekelu a lot. But gameplay-wise, I do think I have to say Yangcha. It seems like all three of us like Yangcha.
It's such a cool gameplay mechanic, right?
Right. She's the wackiest of the bunch. And when it comes to aesthetic, lore, and everything, my favorite character is actually Rie. Because I am a big sucker for like delinquent Yakuza characters, and Rie is that. During development, actually, some quick development story stuff. Josh and I were like spending some time coming up with all of the atrocious sub nicknames for all of the boss modes of the characters. So for people who don't know, all of the bosses have like a name, but they also have a atrocious subtitle that appears somewhere near their name,
Like that,
and,
that English text that's on the sidebars of the boss.
Oh no, that's a
modes.
different thing entirely.
Oh,
They have that
that's
too, though.
that's also a different thing entirely. So, for example, Rie's boss is called the Yakuza, right? Because her entire gimmick is that she's a Yakuza fangirl. But she also has like a subtitle like the fiery demon of Hellion Street or something like that, right?
Okay,
Sorry,
I
the
see.
fiery Hellion of Demon Street.
Okay. Yeah, it's like ridiculous over the top, as you'd expect.
Right, but it's also a stupid delinquent nickname. Like how in Japanese anime, all of the delinquent characters have some sort of atrociously stupid
Yeah,
nickname.
yeah, but that's like
he's the mad
Cromartie
dog.
High level.
Right, exactly. He's
Yeah.
the mad dog of the 5th district or something like that, right? And exactly, it's Cromartie high levels, and that alone makes me love the character so much. So there you go. It's funny, it's silly, and completely over the top.
Ria is definitely the hardest character to use well in my experience. But
Right.
I mean, it's just so easy to make a few mistakes and then explode. But it feels so good when you
Yeah, Ikaru
knock
good.
bullets back to your opponent, right?
Right. It feels so good to see a pink row entirely filled up and be like, that's okay.
Yeah.
Um,
So,
so somebody said, as somebody late to the party, why are the main characters fighting each other? And when will aliens be a thing? Well, we know that aliens will be a thing next game. But why are the main characters fighting each other, Josh?
Differences in ideologies and misunderstandings
Like,
and whatnot.
go
Nothing
read any
serious,
Marvel comic book.
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, two characters walk into the same zone each other, and one trips over a pipe, and the other thinks that they did it, and then they start some ridiculous scale fight
Okay.
over
So
nothing.
this is less Marvel, and this is more like Street Fighter, wherein any conceit is enough to start a street fight, right?
Basically,
Yeah,
some of the
sure.
characters have more serious reasons. Like Rie is like actually a punk that goes around beating people up. So like she's a little serious. Like the quote bad characters, Ekalu is actually a problem when she boss forms out.
Right, like Ekalu is actually
stuff.
actually the villain of this series, and then
Ekalu is the final boss of the.
I imagine Mariel's
of
the kind
the
of
base
person
game,
who may not start a fight but would never ever turn one down.
Exactly. Yeah.
So,
I mean, Mariel's not a great example because she's pretty isolated. So
yeah,
for the majority of bullet lore, she's probably just sitting around in a desert doing nothing. And then like maybe she gets involved later somehow.
Watchers Valmora is right near here, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like
well, they're two separate towns.
They're two separate towns, but they only have one exit on the highway. This became a meme for us whenever we leave town. We pass whenever we drive to like conventions, we pass Watchers Valmora, and so it became a meme for the company, and now it's become canonized.
Canon meme. Yes.
We should probably hit up those towns mayors and make sure they're okay with it. But
I don't think we don't need to ask Vladimir Putin if it's okay for S-Sphere to be from Russia. I don't think we need to talk to the mayor of Watchers Valmora.
Fair enough.
Okay, when using physical bullets, is there like a bag to put the bullets in and mix them up? I assume.
Yes,
yeah, of course.
There's a center bag where all start, and each player has their own smaller bag that you get bullets from into, and you place them on your board.
Josh, here's the important question: with the deluxe bullets, if they're in the bag and you shake it a little bit, do they go clicky clacky? Because the goblin in me wants them to go clicky clacky.
Oh yeah, they super do. We actually ordered 140 bullets of like approximately the same material and size for testing, and I can say they do make very nice noises, and they're very weighty and whatnot. Ooh. So it's very feel good. When you play with the deluxe bullets,
yes,
that you can get for an additional $20 on Kickstarter.
Beautiful. How do you pronounce the heart symbol in Bullet? It's actually not pronounced, so the game is actually just called Bullet.
Yeah, but in the future, if we need to differentiate it, it's Bullet Heart Red.
Is it
Heart Red?
No.
Okay.
I would just, if I were in a game store, be like, hey, I want Bullet like the heart one or the star, or if
Yeah.
Bullet
we
Heart
haven't confirmed
Red.
any namings yet on sets.
I'm so mad. So what's next, Brad? Bullet Star Yellow.
Yeah, Star
Bullet.
Yellow.
This isn't Pokemon. Like, come on.
This is Pokemon now, and there's gonna be like a 3rd edition of Bullet. Like Bullet.
Gotta shoot them all up.
We're gonna run out of shapes eventually, guys. Like
Bullet Triangle Green, and then it's like just Bullet Heart Red and Bullet Star Yellow, but better.
Ridiculous subtitles. All right.
Can't wait for Bullet. Mariel is the only character I haven't played. What's her playstyle? She has a marker on the board and she actually shoots bullets out of her own sight. Wouldn't it be cool if in order to play a character in versus mode, you had to unlock them by beating the boss first?
Yeah, that makes sense.
In true fighting game fashion. Josh, can I have a hint as to what Ikolu's middle name is?
So that's actually a really interesting question. I considered for a long time giving Ekalu a middle name, so she would have 3 words in her name. But I decided to leave it off just to show that, she's imperfect and that she's working towards perfection.
I see.
So when she goes into her boss room, she gets a third word in her name. It's witch. So
I see.
I hate it.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, that's all. That's also some next level stuff, right? Because space witches are basically. Oh no!
Well,
Oh my
we should wait
god!
till
The
tomorrow
puns.
for the story for the lore drop. The lore drop
The,
tomorrow.
yeah, Lord Drop is coming.
oh my gosh!
Hype, lore hype. Okay, cool. Well, this has been a good stream, but it's been about 40 minutes. It's time for us to go and get some dinner over here.
Yeah, that's true. Can we answer one last question before we go?
Sure.
Because I feel like it's a very nice development question.
Sure.
Who has been the hardest character to balance? I think this is a big question for me and Josh.
I'm gonna tease answer that and say you answered your own question already. People on the dev team will know what that means. In the base game, hardest character to balance would probably be Youngja.
You
I
were
would
still
say-
working on Youngja last week, weren't you?
That was mainly for wording though. Like mechanically, she's like Marco said earlier. She's the weirdest mechanic of the base characters.
Right.
So she was really hard to word correctly, and she was really hard because her removal is very different for most heroines. She doesn't just clear 3 like or when she clears whatever happens to be available.
Yeah.
So
And
she was definitely a lot harder to
when
test.
her board is full, it can be really explosive, and when the board is empty, it can be almost nothing.
Right.
So,
I think that's one thing about Youngja that's really interesting. So for people who don't know, in terms of bullet balancing and stuff, we actually have like quote unquote formulas that tell us like how good or how bad or how balanced a heroine is. And it usually is a function of their ability to. It's like basically a function between how much AP, how many patterns do they need to use to clear X amount of bullets, right? And basically, Youngja's such a weird character because her movement ability and the way she clears are so weird. And in fact, a lot of people will probably notice that most heroines can clear maybe 2 to 3 per pattern. And then they'll notice that Youngja usually only clears 1 per pattern and then immediately go, that's a terrible character. And one thing that we have to realize is that because she plays so differently, she actually uses patterns and AP in a different way as other heroines, but still ends up clearing nearly the same amount of bullets as a result. So it's kind of really interesting and weird in that way. So yeah, Youngja.
Cool. Well, that's a good place to end it. If you haven't played Bullet yet, you can visit our Discord server and learn how to play. It's super quick and easy. I'm going to post the link here in chat so that you can.
There's also a link on the preview page for the
Yes.
Kickstarter that you can check out right now.
So
And leave your comments so we can touch up the page before it goes live.
So yeah, that link for the Kickstarter page is again right here. I'll post that one more time for anyone who's just joined us. But make sure that you visit the Kickstarter page. And oh, that's not it. That's a totally different link.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. Too many links.
Too many
How
links.
can my hands hold all these links? So there's the link, and there is the the Discord. Come play Bullet with us. We want to hang out with you, and we'll be launching Bullet next Tuesday. Be there, or be triangular. All right, see you guys.
Oh
and
no!
Have a great night.
Have a bullet evening, everyone.
Hey,
See ya.
and as always, happy gaming. Don't forget to reset your AP.
Okay, I'll take it.